So, hello. This is my voice. Kind of crazy. I know. I've been anonymous for a total of like 3 weeks. Insane wait. I know. This is some dream face reveal level of insanity. Anyways, let's get into the rules. First rule: I cannot kill an enemy that can be skipped. So basically, any enemy in the overworld I have to run from, and bosses that I cannot skip, I have to fight, and bosses that I can skip, like Supreme Mosquito, I still have to fight later whenever I want to, but I still have to fight them. Also, no cards or daggers. This just means I cannot use the cards or daggers in battle, so I cannot heal with the ice dagger, or I cannot use, for example, the power stab. I cannot use the line bounce. I can use items though, obviously, because there are certain enemies, especially in chapter 1, that I just cannot skip without items. Not to mention, there are other cards like the dynamite and the boots that just allow you to do damage, but they are also, of course, cards that I have to use in the overworld. That means I can use them in the overworld, but I cannot use them in battle. I can use them to start fights, but that's just because, maybe I hit somebody and I don't want to lose the challenge out of nowhere because I hit some dude while I was blowing up a wall or something. Also, I will use normal difficulty because I'm trash at the game. I'm very trash, and you'll see why, especially in the last segments. But yeah, that's it. See ya. Komodo Dragon, being the first boss of Block Tales Chapter 2, is extremely easy when compared to the later bosses, but still it poses its own challenge, as the for me at least, attacks with the poison are pretty difficult, especially with my extremely low HP of just 10. One bite and one poison take does about half of my HP, which is not really the best. Although, when you get the timings down, the boss is extremely easy, and the way the moves are, put in place, the order in which they occur is actually very predictable a lot of the times. As when the boss uses the charge, it's very easy to know what moves it's gonna use after, and you can actually prepare yourself mentally before the boss uses the moves. Apart from that, a lot of the moves are melee moves, which means you can just counter them. But it just has a lot of HP. 20 HP is pretty bulky, actually very bulky, but not that much bulkier than the enemies found before this. But compared to something like Cruel King that has 30 HP, when the other bosses have like 15 and 20s, it's very easy to see why Komodo Dragon fits in very well as the first boss of this chapter. Also, I have some things to say about the boss. I really do love how it just presented as some stupid Komodo Dragon that comes out of nowhere just for, you to beat it, and it's revealed to actually be individual with, its own ability to think and actually speaks to you. That is actually pretty funny. And also I kind of like the whole, you chasing Griefer only for you to get, stopped by this random, individual creature that has nothing to do with Griefer. It's just a stroke of luck. So I really do enjoy this boss fight for what it is. Really do. So for Griefer, I'll keep the section shorter and straight to the point. I hate Griefer. I hate Griefer like nobody ever has, especially Griefer 1. I really do hate him, because every single time you get hit by any move, you just get slowed down. And it's so annoying because he does so much damage. Yeah, it's not that bad, but it's still so much damage, and you get slowed down. And I hate this stupid moves that he has. Oh my god. I mean, obviously, if you just have block, it's fine, right? If you just get half blocks, so you don't get slowed down, but like they still hurt, right? And although it's not that bad, I still hated it so much, and I still hate Griefer One. I think slowing you down is very stupid. But I mean, if that's how the people at Blocktails want to make their game, that's completely fine. And also, Griefer is fine. Like it's not like he's not a bad boss, right? Obviously, I'm doing a stupid challenge, right? Obviously, I don't think Griefer was meant to be fought at 10 HP, right? I don't think even Griefer 2 or the Bubonic Plant was meant to be fought at 10 HP without any SP and without any cars. But would be nice. It would be nice if only the slowdown didn't exist. But that's about it. See ya. In my opinion, Bigfoot is a pretty big step up compared to Griefer. He has way more HP, 6, but for me it's 3 more hits, so that's a lot. Also, he's, tankier than the Cruel King, the last chapter's final boss, if you didn't know. Also, I really despise one move in particular. One move that ended almost half of my rounds. It's the Vinus Wing. If you don't know what Vinus Wing is, it's just the move where Bigfoot grabs a vine and just starts hitting you like a pendulum. That move has to be the buggiest move I have ever seen. I swear the parry window makes no sense. I swear. And like you can see like Bigfoot's health bar even when he's off screen, so you would assume, oh, the health bar indicates when he's getting closer. No, no, don't use it, because it's not going to work. It's better to just learn the timing, right, and don't just ignore the health bar. Apart from that, after beating the Bigfoot, I just grabbed all the mangoes. I needed them for Bubonic Plant and Griefer 2, which, insane, are also better than the cheeseburgers. They actually heal 6 HP. I will also grab an apple from the store later, but that's just there for poison. But I didn't really have any big plan for Griefer and the Bubonic Plant, but you'll see how it panned out. Like you're gonna see how it panned out for sure. When I say Griefer and Bubonic Plant actually almost made me lose the challenge, I am not lying. This footage you're seeing is at 16 times the speed. This fight alone, Griefer and Bubonic Plant, took me 40 minutes. 40 minutes on a single fight in a kids game. This is how rough it was. But problem 1, Griefer and Bubonic Plant have an insane amount of HP. They have 40 HP each with 1 defense. Also, another problem, they do an insane amount of damage, with Griefer almost one-shotting me with every move, and same goes for Bubonic Plant. But with Bubonic Plant it's even worse, because poison is added every single time you get hit, right? And even though in the last portions of the footage I managed to fully learn Bubonic Plant's attack pattern and timings, I still die like 10 times in a row, just because Bubonic Plant is so difficult. This challenge makes Bubonic Plant actual hell. I knew it in the last in the last video Bubonic Plant was going to be hell, but I wasn't expecting this amount of me getting whooped. I got whooped from to the moon and back. Like there is no way I'm going to fight bubonic plant ever again like this. It was terrible. Even if, like, I had the mangoes that literally was the best counter to bubonic plant. As I could just eat it and basically not take any damage from the poison, avoiding an entire mechanic from the fight, right? But here's the thing, it doesn't work because you have a limited amount of space in your inventory, and when the space runs out, right, you cannot add any more items, which means I had like 6 mangoes, which might seem like a lot, but in this challenge it's not. The amount of just pain and suffering that was caused to me by this fight alone probably, scarred me a bit, because oh my god, I heard Griefer's theme and bubonic plant's theme for so long that I can still hear it in my head right now. I can still just hear it playing. I can just hear the drums and the instrument just playing. I hated this fight. If you ever do this challenge, remember, bubonic plant and griefer are going to be your top threats from like the entire game, from chapter 1 to chapter 2. You're going to have to prepare for griefer and bubonic plant. And I still haven't gone to chapter 3. Like, the best part is that chapter 3 is going to be harder, because even though I don't know much about it, I know for a fact that hatred is going to absolutely kill me. There is no way I'm getting past hatred like this. I mean, obviously, if you want to see it, sure, but I think I'm gonna upload, like, I'm probably gonna miss an upload, right? I'm gonna miss probably next week's upload just because I need to kill hatred, right? But apart from that, it's going to be fun for you, seeing me suffer a lot. But that's pretty much it. Let's get to, the last boss of this challenge, actually, which is not bubonic plant. It's actually let's get straight to the point. Supreme Mosquito has 60 HP, which is the highest, raw HP in Chapter 2. That means that it takes about a solid 30 turns to kill Mosquito, but it takes even more because Supreme Mosquito can actually heal by 8 every single time it lands the healing move. Now that is very bad because that's about 4 extra turns every time I get hit. The winning attempt actually never got hit by that move, obviously, but it was still pretty close. In reality, it was close because it didn't really have to learn Supreme Mosquito. Supreme Mosquito was way easier than I expected. First time I actually fought Supreme Mosquito, I struggled to get past it. It was actually easier to get past bubonic plant just because bubonic plant, let's just say, I had a weakness to fire, and I could just, use all the cards I wanted, and I didn't really have much problems. But Supreme Mosquito, with the amount of HP it had, no weaknesses, and the high damage it can deal, gave me a lot of trouble. This challenge, no. Now, it wasn't easy, obviously, but it was very, very much easier than bubonic plant. Even griefer 2, I would say it was probably just about as difficult, or at least I had to put in as much effort as I did with Bigfoot. Now, Bigfoot was still bad, but Supreme Mosquito was way easier than I expected. After like 7 minutes, I got it down and finished the challenge. Now, for chapter 3, I don't know what will happen. I don't know what the story is. I know there will be another dagger, and I do know a bit of the enemies, but apart from that, I have no idea how it will pan out. So next video is probably going to be just a low editing video, so there is probably going to be a very low amount of editing in the video, so not like this video where it's basically just me in post giving my thoughts on bosses. It's going to be pretty much just my live reaction. And obviously there are also going to be extra episodes for the the extra challenges you can do that are not part of the story. For example, getting the Cruel King card, I can't do that, right? I can do that, and I will do it in another video, not the chapter 3 one, but probably an extras video. Also, if another chapter, gets out somehow, if I get stuck on chapter 3 for like 50 years and chapter 4 comes out, I'm going to do a chapter 4 video. Trust me, eventually at least. But apart from that, yeah, it was a very easy boss. Supreme Mosquito was pretty funny to fight, just because you expect, at least I expected it. Supreme Mosquito to be about as hard as Grifter 2, so it would have taken me about 15 minutes, maybe. It took me 7. So I guess I gained a lot of experience from Bubonic Plant, or maybe I just got lucky. But yeah, that's it. See you next video. Bye.